Good morning everyone. Last time we have discussed about the half-life time of the first order reaction, integral rate equation of the first order reaction, and the factors on which the rate of reaction and the half-life time of the first order reaction depends. This time we will study about the pseudo order reaction. What is the pseudo order reaction and why it is called the pseudo order reaction. जब आपने छोटी क्लासेस में पढ़ा था तब आपने प्रोटोजोआ के लिए पढ़ा था कि these of the animals have the pseudopods. Pseudo means false. That means they have the false pods. Similarly, this is the pseudo order reaction. That means whatever the order is shown by the reaction, that is not the actual order reaction. ये एक नकली order का reaction है. Real में इसका वो order नहीं होता जिस order के reactions को हम बोलते हैं. That means when we are studying about the pseudo first order reaction, actually the reaction is not a first order reaction, that just behaves like a first order reaction, and this is called the pseudo first order reaction. So when you will define the reaction, we say when a second order reaction behaves like a first order reaction, it is called the pseudo order reaction. So we are going to study about the pseudo first order reaction. When you will see an example, C12H22O11, that is sucrose. When treated with water, it forms C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. That means 1 mole of glucose and 1 mole of fructose. Both are the different, both are the isomers of each other. So here in this reaction, when you will write the rate law, then it is rate equal to K concentration of C12H22O11 and concentration of water. As we have already studied about the order of reaction, then I have said that the order of reaction is the sum of the powers of the concentration in rate law. But when you will see the concentration powers, then sucrose power 1, water power 1. So the order of reaction must be 2. So it is a second order reaction. Clearly, when you will see on the mathematical basis. But when you will see practically what is the condition, then in this reaction water behaves as a solvent and sucrose behave as a solute. So if the concentration of this one, that is the sucrose, is 1 mole, then concentration of water may be 100. We have assumed that this is the condition. We just have to say that the concentration of water is much heavier than the concentration of the sucrose. Then what happens? If you are considering the reaction with respect to that of the sucrose, and we are saying that the 25% reaction completed, then what happens? If the 25% consumes, then remains 0.75%. Sorry, 0.75 moles. That is a 75%. But when you will see with respect to water, you will find it is 99.75. This is the percent, this is the number of moles. So the first one consumed by 25%, whereas water consumes just by 0.25%. And even when the reaction completes, the concentration of sucrose remains 0, the concentration of water remains 99 moles. So you can say during the proceeding of reaction, the concentration of water remains almost constant. That is not constant, that is almost constant. And if it is almost constant, that means the variation of concentration of water is not taking place, and if the variation of concentration of water not taking place, that means the water is not effective in determination of the rate of reaction. So we can write rate equal to, if we are writing it as a K dash, then it will be K concentration of C12H22O11, where K equal to K dash concentration of water. Then this is the pseudo order reaction where a second order reaction behaves like a first order reaction. There are few other examples, and almost all the examples have the same condition, that one of the reactant is in excess, and because of the excess, that reactant is not capable to determine the rate of reaction for that specific reactant, and this is the overall pseudo order reaction. The next topic is the catalyst and the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. You know, some of the topics are removed and some of the topics you will have to study in the next chapter, that is the surface chemistry. We study about the catalyst in the surface chemistry. There we study about the different theory of the catalyst and all the other things. Only Arrhenius equation, that is also not in your syllabus in this year, that is removed from the syllabus. But when you will see just the equation of Arrhenius equation, you will find in term of the logarithm log K equal to minus EA by 2.303 RT, and this is the Arrhenius equation. On the basis of this equation, we can find that how the rate constant vary with the variation of temperature. When you are taking two different conditions, temperature T1, temperature T2, then at that condition the rate constant will change from K1 to K2, and on comparing these two, on deducting these two equations, you can easily find that how the rate of reaction vary with the temperature. In your book it is clearly written, when you increase the temperature for a first order reaction, when you increase the temperature by 10 degrees Celsius, the rate of reaction almost doubles. So in the next class we will see that how the temperature vary the rate of reaction, and some of the exercise questions we will see in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.